We are coming at you from the Console Watch Community Open as playoffs are starting here tonight with this very first match in the quarterfinals. Here to help me bring this fantastic match to you, I have Chef Billy in the broadcast booth with me this evening.
What is up, everybody? Super excited.
With that, let's see what our teams are going to be bringing us. Danny Defeato showing us a little Ryan Zarya here right out of the gate, showing us the double sniper as well. Schmido on that Widowmaker, Nick on the Hanzo. Looks like they're going to be using a little Mercy Lucio here to keep the team topped off and speeding right along. Very similar picks on the other side with the Ryan Zarya coming out of darkness as well. Panther on that Hanzo. They're going to put 7 Maples on the Ice Queen. We will get May the Devil out here on Ruins. As gates are opening, the playoffs have begun. Let's get this match underway.
So I'm looking for a little bit of a quick ingress here from Danny Defeato, since they are running the Lucio. I think they're going to aggress to the point and try and hold them off.
Yeah, they did jump right onto the point, but Darkness was there waiting for him, and they're going to go ahead and put up a wall, divide off the Reinhardt from the rest of the team. Johan trying to pin back into safety, but he gets taken out. He manages to get the Lucio, and they get the Moira as well, so despite losing their main tank, both their tanks, no more healers on the side of Darkness. They have lost one of their tanks as well. No more Reinhardt. Pickle sent back to spawn. As is the straggling members of Danny Defeato looking to hold on here. They get the res onto that Zarya, so they got a big chunk of damage back on the board. Schmido's going to get a nice headshot onto 7 Maples. Take that May down. XLT getting the final blow onto the Hanzo, and it is Danny Defeato coming up the first capture progress, getting us started with the percentage here in our quarterfinals.
You know, Ermagerd Burr being on that Mercy, able to resurrect his Reinhardt. You know, there's a lot to be said about having a Mercy player, and people like say, oh, Moira has got to be the main healer. Well, you know what? Burr has always been his own cat, and he will absolutely play that Mercy no matter what you got coming at him.
No one can hide.
With Danny Defeato just keeping them staggered here. 3 stagger picks coming through. Nick coming up with 2 big ones of his own, taking out the Moira and the Reinhardt before they're able to even get any kind of traction going. 33% on the board. They've got those wall hacks out in for a sight coming out from the side of Danny Defeato. They have a Valkyrie on the line. Johan coming up on that Earth Shatter as we speak, and they've got them just held right here at the door. I don't know if Darkness, see what kind of answer they have. They've got a couple of tank ultimates of their own trying to help them get out here. Graviton Surge is going to come out. We have Valk coming on the other side, but it's not enough to keep Johan standing. He is the first to fall. No Reinhardt left on the side of Danny Defeato. Dragon's going to come out from the other side. Schmido and Nick combining for 5 kills. The Dragons laying true. And Nick single-handedly pulling his team right back, keeping Danny Defeato in control. 61% on the board and counting.
Oh, man, that was absolutely filthy. Johan getting a little bit of a tactical crouch action in after that massive grab from Nova. Nova was only a few percentage points behind there. His was better. Dropped first, but, man, Nova's was better, and Nick just cleaned their clocks with it.
Nova won the Graviton Surge War. See who's going to win the Earth Shadow War as both Reinhardt's coming back with that ultimate. Johans comes out early and it does get blocked. Pickles tries to throw his out, but there's nothing there for him to hit, and he goes down in the process. And the double snipers in the name of Schmido and Nick are coming up big once again. Shots landing true. Nick finding the exit kill onto the Zarya. Schmido with a pick onto the countering Hanzo. And these 2 DPS are going ham, and they're going to get first control or first round here picked up for Danny Defeato.
I mean, you know, we normally talk about Danny Defeato being a tank-reliant team.
Yeah, Danny certainly not coming in cold. Their DPS absolutely feeling it here in our first map of Elios. Nick is going to stick with that Hanzo. Schmido going over to the Pharah. So we'll see the Mercy once again. The same Mercy-Lucio combo coming out outside of Danny Defeato. On the other side of things, we're getting some classic double shield. Funny I say classic here, as it was just a couple months ago. With Orisa and Sigma. They're going to be using a Reaper and May to try to hold down this small point, but Schmido's going to open things up. Johan finds a kill himself, and it's 2 quick kills and a 2-man advantage. Make that 3 on the side of Danny Defeato. Schmido coming up big. 3, make that 4 picks here for Schmido on the Pharah. Opening things up right, raining damage from the skies, and it is Danny Defeato getting first capture progress started here on Lighthouse.
You know, Schmido's already 60% to his barrage. He took 7 Maples out in the first shot. I'm shocked that I'm not seeing 7 Maples on the first, considering what he's done in the past rounds. So it's a bit of a shock for me to see him on this May here.
Yeah, that's definitely a good pick for him. And they're sticking with the May Reaper despite having no counter to Schmido in the skies. And now he's 80% towards that barrage, 85% towards an Earthshatter coming from Johan as well. He's going to go ahead and get that one online, ready to go. Schmido finds a kill. Johan finds a pair himself. They just shut him down as they try to come out of the house here. And Darkness has no room to work. They run right into that massive tank line, and they are sent right back to spawn. Late pick coming through onto Xeno on that Sigma.
Oh my goodness, the ingress from Danny Defeato right now. They're playing with zero fear right now, and without anything to counter the Farah of Schmido. It looks like Panther has swapped over to a Hanzo to kind of give him a little bit more grief, but man, there's got to be some kind of switch here.
Well, I mean, is that going to be enough? And they're running into a whole slew of ultimates coming out of Danny Defeato. In fact, those dragons coming out first. Panther sidesteps right into him, and he's knocked down to as low as 9 health. Those healers finally coming back as they try to move in through the backside here. XLT kind of overextended a little bit, and he's going to fall to some storm arrows coming out of Panther. Schmido does counter back and picks off the Baptiste, and Johan is going to come up with a big pick. But look at those high left bars. Danny Defeato is super low. Nick's going to fall. The Valkyrie coming out from Burrs, not going to be enough to keep everybody topped off. And Darkness has finally found some traction here. Danny Defeato overextended ever so slightly. Darkness taking advantage.
Absolutely. Now, Schmido does have his barrage, and he may pop it at any second here. It could be dirty if he does it.
Well, they picked off that Mercy, so no more pocket, and with that, yeah, Schmido, I think, is going to relinquish the point. He was trying to contest for as long as he could, but now his team's coming right back into it. Big Graviton Surge comes right in the middle, but there's an Immortality Field. Keep that team topped off. Here comes the Barrage, found nothing but the Immortality Field, and the Orisa picks him out of the sky. Johan's going to fall as well, but Nova and Nick are countering right back, putting a bunch of damage down. Nova's found out, but Nick isn't quite done yet as he picks off another headshot. Ant Matrix comes out on the side of Darkness as they're trying to hold on to this thing. They have 21% and counting. Dwindling reinforcements here for Danny Defeato. You have 2 supports and Nick on that Hanzo trying to make something happen here. All right, he's going to go in and invest the Dragons in despite the minimal reinforcements here. Schmido coming back in, and Schmido gets a double pick with the concussion bomb. Finds the kill on the Breach, and that was the reinforcement that Nick had been waiting for. Comes in to clean house. They're going to get this thing flipped right back over. 90% on the board for Danny Defeato. 1-fight territory.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that Danny Defeato got a little bit overzealous, maybe even a bit cocky in their defense of the point here, and they got caught out, and 38% of the point was taken by Darkness. And here we go, last fight territory for Darkness.
They're pushing in with 5 people now, trying to make something happen, and no, they're not even going to make it their touch. Too much damage coming out. The barrage there just to put the exclamation point down. Danny Defeato going up 1-0 here in our quarterfinals.
Absolute filth from Danny Defeato there. I mean, we don't even need to talk about this. We're not going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this.
Oh, I can talk about this all night long. This first map, the double snipers just did not seem to miss. Look at that, and then the Grav Dragons coming out. What a fantastic play. Nick with a whole host of kills in that engagement. We'll be back with map 2 in just a few moments. Y'all don't lead. And this is a fixed map pool. So Temple of Anubis is next. No more loser pick. No advantage here in that department. Sound like we had a couple subs coming through.
Yeah,
what do we got?
We got Big Max coming in for Nick, and we've got Catfish King coming in for Johan. Pretty even swaps here. As far as the tank and the DPS for Danny Defeato, and then Future Snow coming in for Panther. I think this may be a calculated move for a map. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't seen Future Snow play yet, so. Interesting to see what he brings in. We got one more swap coming in. We've got Kamala coming in for Jazz.
What was that? Kamala coming in for Jazz. Gotcha. That is for the support role there for Dark.
No, Quay. Come on, chat. Give it to me. Let me have it. I'm not looking at it, but I'm sure Skunk will let me know what's going on.
Oh, I'll definitely fill you in on all the dirt. Right now, the biggest dirt of all is on the ground here in sandy Temple of Anubis.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I like it.
We will have Danny Defeato going on the defense here as we just graze over my bad puns and right on into map 2.
Absolutely.
Oh, with the tank rollout, I'm curious to see if we're going to get Catfish on that Orisa, if they're going to bring us the Orisa Reinhardt strat. I've seen Catfish do a lot of Reinhardt in the past, but yes, indeed. It actually looks like we're getting some Orisa Hog here coming out of Danny Defeato on the defense.
Yep.
Like they're electing to put Schmido on the Hanzo. Big Max coming in with the Mei. They'll have Baptiste and Moira keep the team alive. On the side of the offense, it looks like we got a little bit of a role swap going on there. Kamala coming in, going to play main tank for us here. Pickle heading down to that support role. And they're going to be bringing Ryan Zarya here to start us off on the offense here on the side of Darkness. Future on that Reaper, and then they're going to use that Symmetra. So we'll be looking for some clever teleport strategies, see how they utilize our Vishnar Warrior here.
Interesting to see the Symmetra, though.
Indeed, indeed. And it looks like right out of the gate, they're going to try to take Mini and teleport directly onto the objective. Danny Defeato catching this rotation. They're falling all the way back, but did they fall back enough? Good May Wall comes up, separating the Sim from the rest of the team. Both Immortality Fields used, and May's the first to drop, but Schmido answers right back, getting that pick. But 7 Maples microwaving the team down there. Major Nova's going to pick off the tank, so no more main tank there on the side of Darkness. They look to ping in, but 7 Maples not slowing down. Finds the entirety of the tank line, answering right back. Turns his attention on to Schmido, and 7 Maples on this Symmetra has run in and dominated point A. Darkness has got some real traction going on Temple of Anubis.
That is some filth coming out from 7 Maples. You know, I was expecting once again to see the far as we've always seen. Looks like they have gone back to the drawing board and developed a few new comps here that we were not even expecting. This is an absolute banger of a response coming from Darkness Eclipse here. Based upon the last map, you would not have thought this was going to be the result, but here we go. It is game on, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, they have just under 6 minutes on the clock. They're rocking into point B here. Good May Wall comes up. Zarya Reinhardt caught on the other side of it. There's just a little sliver of hope as they are able to retreat back into their team, but Future Snow, he goes down. Nice headshot comes out of Nova as they're looking to aggress in this door, and Ant Matrix comes up the other side, and a hook comes out, finds Kamala, main tank down. Darkness is going to struggle to push in. 7 Maples gets frozen by the Ice Queen, and Darkness is sent back to spawn. Find another answer here on point B.
Big change here. We've got Schmido switching over to the Ashe. She has absolutely pumping damage in there. She's pumping in the dynamite with the burst damage there and burn continuing damage. And Big Max is throwing up some nice walls. So I think they've stabilized after that first punch in the mouth coming from Darkness.
But Darkness does have an answer on the board in the name of almost all 6 ultimates already online. Future Snow just lagging behind by 15% on that Death Blossom. Otherwise, they've got a full 6-pack. Now, they do have quite a few on the side of the defense here in Danny Defeato. The offense going to open up with that Ant Matrix, try to put some damage in. Future Snow going to teleport into the back, see if he can build up towards that Death Blossom, turn his attention onto the Lucio. Early Immortality Field comes out, and a Blizzard comes out on the side of the defense. Blizzard finds 4, but isn't it going to be enough? That sound barrier is there from Breach. He's able to keep his team topped off. Coalescence comes out from the other side, trying to aggress him, but Future Snow finding the better end of the duel. Now Graviton Surge comes out on the side of Darkness, and they have the momentum going in their favor. Xeno finding 3 picks inside that Graviton Surge, and Darkness threatening to take point B here with a wicked time bank going. Although Catfish King comes back on that onto that Hammond, and Schmido with the Ashe, both able to find success. And despite the massive amount of early picks coming out, Danny Defeato able to stabilize here on the back of those 2. No ticks picked up for Darkness in the end.
I thought that was a lost point. Catfish King absolutely held that point. He swung for the pillar and just kept swinging. He actually took Future Snow out with a little bit of a pile drive, and I think that would have stopped that ingress. They were about 1 pick away from absolutely full capping this whole point.
Yeah, a great show of tenacity and grit coming out of Danny Defeato. Hoping it'll hold here again, as a lot of ultimates are back in the neutral, and they're just coming swinging right up Main Street. No more trying to path around through caves. They're turning their attention right onto the main tank. Charge comes out from the other side. Bubble just a hair early. Immortality Field forced out, trying to keep that main tank alive. But blows are traded back and forth. 3 on the side of Danny Defeato, and they still have a man advantage. Coalescence going to go ahead and come out here on the side of the defense as well. And with that, it does look like Danny Defeato have managed to stabilize. We do have a couple ultimates online and ready to go. Darkness going to come back in for another attack.
I mean, here comes my favorite line in the whole Overwatch language. And they say, but, you know, ultimates coming up online for Danny Defeato 2. Stellar DPS play coming out from Danny Defeato. They're holding up their team. You know, Schmido playing on this Ashe, you know, throwing the Bob in there. Actually saved Nova from getting frozen and taken out by the May of 7 Maple. So great coordinated play right now. You know, they bend, but they're not breaking. I think that...
Yeah.
Bend, but don't break.
I think that's pretty accurate. Graviton Surge comes out from Darkness as they come back in, and the counter shatter finds plenty, but nevertheless, Pickle's able to pick up some kills as he had thrown his Ant Matrix down with the extra damage coming out. They are able to storm right onto the objective. They have 2 ticks picked up, 2 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. Are we going to get a recontest coming out? That Lucio has come back in, but Burr's quickly taken back out. Wrecking Ball is there. Tracer is there as well as they try to hold. Big Max is frozen on that Doomfist and sent back to spawn as the Blizzard comes out on the side of Darkness as they're trying to hold this thing off. Schmiedo getting chased back into the corner by the Reinhardt. Meanwhile, on the objective, Catfish is on that Wrecking Ball, trying to hold for as long as he can, trying to eat up as much clock as he can, just swinging for dear life. He is going to get frozen and eventually taken out. Did he buy enough time for reinforcements to come back in? Schmiedo is there to touch. Big Max is going to drop that Meteor Strike onto the objective. Lamp comes out, though. Big heads-up play from Pickles, able to keep his team alive, but Schmiedo takes him down. That's going to be the last lamp he throws in this engagement. And Big Max comes back in with a big punch. Future Snow goes down as well. Huge chunk of damage. Now Darkness is going to counter back. They're going to throw Graviton Surge as well as the Sound Barrier into the mix. Try to hold on here as they just need 5% more on this objective. 7 Maples does find that kill onto Catfish King. The freeze comes out onto the Hog, and Major Nova is whittled down, sent back to spawn. XLT is going to drop a Coalescence as Danny DeFeato still holding on here. 75 seconds left on the clock. And Big Max comes with a big pick. That Coalescence found one as well. And in the twilight hour, Darkness is back at the front door. And Danny DeFeato has held on to that 3rd tick. What an outrageous defense.
My God. The amount of swaps that happened in that little short amount of time. Catfish King is absolutely banging his head against the wall right now, but you got to also throw it out to Big Max coming out on the Doomfist. He destroyed people. He's destroying people.
It was a good swap. We'll see if it's going to be enough as Darkness is coming back in with that Blizzard, and they find the opening pick. Future Snow takes out Big Max on that Doomfist. They've thrown another Ant Matrix down, but Schmiedo finds first blood, and that Future Snow counters right back, gets the kill, and we're going to get a Graviton Surge Blizzard combo coming out on the side of Darkness. Under 30 seconds on the clock, and kills coming through in their favor. Good punch comes out. Kamala coming back in, finding a couple big picks before getting taken out by Schmiedo. But the DPS of Darkness are on point. They are alive and present. Whole Hog coming out from the other side. Major Nova trying to take down those 2 remaining DPS. Maples goes down. Future Snow at about half health as his reinforcements are starting to come back in. He's going to throw Death Blossom as he gets hooked in. And the lamp was there to keep him alive through that hook. But the Danny DeFeato defense is looking strong here. Big Max comes up with 2 big picks. He turns his attention onto the Reinhardt, who's looking to come back in. Coalescence comes out from XTL. And they are looking to hold. The Reinhardt cannot survive. Breach falls under that Coalescence. Now it is ball on point in desperation mode here for Darkness. And it looks like this outstanding defense for Danny DeFeato will not falter just yet. They hold on here on Temple of Anubis.
What this Max pop the F off? Let us just put it out that way. Holy crap. Punch, slam.
With any less awareness, with just those milli-inches, the millimeters, for being a 4.5-minute time bank and 2 points on the board here for Darkness. Instead, Danny DeFeato just barely able to keep their toes on that point long enough. The excellent timing coming out as XTL was stalling for as long as he could, dropped the Sound Barrier, waited it out, and the moment he died, Schmiedo was right there on point with the Tracer. But now Darkness going back on the defense, hoping that's going to be enough, hoping that 95% is enough for them to tie up this quarterfinals match. And they're bringing us an interesting lineup here. They've got the bunker set up on the high ground with the Diva and the Orisa. Keep them safe and sound here as they are raining death from above that Bastion with his sights firmly planted on the choke. Danny DeFeato trying to come in. They did throw down a lamp in that vein to try to survive the Gatling gun coming out on the side of Darkness here. Looks like they may path around far right side. Looks like Danny DeFeato. Nope, Danny has changed their mind, and they are just going to aggress right up the middle. They're going to go right onto the objective. Looks like Future Snow's going to come down and try to contest, but the Junkrat is quickly dispatched of. Now it is up to the Diva to jump down. Here comes the rest of the team following in suit. That Bastion trying to get set up in a corner. Charge comes out, but the lamp is there to keep the Bastion alive. And Catfish King falls under all that damage coming out. Nice res coming through, though. Burr able to just barely able to find it around the corner, staying out of the LOS of that Bastion. And Catfish is still in there swinging away. He gets the charge off this time. No lamp this time. And he's got an early shatter up the stairs. Finds the Diva. Finds the Baptiste. And Danny DeFeato. That grit showing through once again. They are not quite out of the hot water just yet as Future Snow is jumping back onto the objective, but he does not last long. He falls under the shotguns of Big Max, and that is going to be a point on the board, and point A captured here for Danny.
Absolutely bad freaking red. I would not have advised that one myself. With the Bastion right there, he just said, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I got you. I
Oh,
got you, boo.
And then Catfish turns around and gets the big pin, takes out the Bastion, gets the Earth Shatter to find 2 more kills. That Rez single-handedly swung that fight. Now 7 Maples does find an early pick. Here's the aggressor on a point B, but the Rez comes through once again. Big Mac's able to get the D-Mac on that Diva who was trying to punish the overextension. Instead, that Diva found himself out in no man's land. Catfish King comes up with a good pick, but Pickle with a nice shot from the Baptiste able to find the head of the Reaper. But the front line of Danny Defeato moving in. They've got that Graviton Surge coming out. That lamp is there to keep them alive through it. And XTL coming up with 2 big picks. Baptiste showing up. Here comes the tire from the other way, but a Fire Strike finds that tire. No success. Diva Bomb does find Schmido on the Widowmaker, but I don't know if the damage might have been done. Oh, but on the other side, 7 Maples comes out with the tank configuration on the Baptiste. That finds the head of Catfish King with a little help from Xeno. He is sent back to spawn. 7 Maples going to go ahead and swap back off that Bastion, it looks like, as Darkness have held on. Not a single tick picked up from Danny.
Not a bad investment of ults, yeah. Not a bad investment of ults there either, too, from the side of Darkness. I thought that grab was going to spell the end for them, but full credit, Darkness absolutely holding strong there.
Schmido opening things up here as they push back in. Catfish goes down early. Big Max and Major both coming up with picks on the objective, though, as they go right past that Amp Matrix. And he's just going to drop that Death Blossom on the objective. A nice bubble from Major over to keep Big Max alive through his ultimate. Now he turns his attention on to Future Snow on that Junkrat. They find that kill. They're trying to get some progress going here, but there's still a Lucio stalling out on the objective. They had invested Graviton Surge on the back door, trying to keep any further contest from coming in. Catfish King gets the pick onto the Mei, and that's huge, not allowing any more build-up on that ultimate. That could be a big stalling ultimate for them. Way to send that back to spawn. Shmido's going to find a kill onto Pickle.
Oh, no!
I don't know if it was a C9 or they're forced off. The kills were coming through for Danny. In the end, the result is the same. It is a 2-0 lead for Danny. Well, welcome back, my friends. We are here with map number 3 of our quarterfinals matchup in the Console Watch Community Open Winter Showcase. This match here between Danny Defeato and Darkness. Danny Defeato with a 2-0 lead. We're coming out of halftime here. My name's Bull Skunk. I am joined by Chef Billy here in the booth this evening. Billy, what'd you think of Temple of Anubis there?
Oh, I'm still catching my breath. We've done a little bit of role swapping on the side of Darkness. Also on the side of Danny Defeato. Now we were looking at Nick coming in for Burr, swapping from DPS to the healer role. So, you know, there's some swaps going on. There's some strategizing going on here, trying to, you know, play tit for tat. The chess game that is Overwatch. What are we going to see? What are we going to see? Are we going to see a sweep? Are we going to see the return? Or are we going to see the beginning of the reverse sweep? What's going to happen?
I mean, unless Darkness can find an answer here, I mean, Danny Defeato has all the momentum in their favor. Of course, Darkness going on the defense, trying to see if they can swing that back the other way. They do have.
Sorry, I just gotta for a pause.
Somehow they're able to pull that out with some fantastic play coming out of their support line. Burr able to get off that amazing res that just absolutely saved that assault for him. We'll see if they can pull that clutch out of their hat once again, as they have seemed to have done all night here on the side of Danny and Defeato. They are coming in with Ryan Zarya on the attack. They have made their way through the main choke and are looking to push onto the objective. They do have Schmido on that Genji with Big Max on the Doomfist. A lot of damage coming onto Johan early, but he is going to try with a nice Fire Strike and find first blood. The Junkrat sit back to spawn, and with that spam damage gone, that is Big Mac's cue to go in. He finds a big punch onto Breach. Mercy is down. No more res on the side of Darkness. And that absolute aggression and killer tank line of Danny Defeato coming through and storming over Darkness, though 7 Maples trying to counter back. He does find the kill. Big Max finds 2 more, though. 7 Maples has only 19 health with which to try to stall this thing out. He quickly falls to a grenade coming out of Nick. And Danny Defeato, that momentum still in their sails. They are riding full steam ahead here. They're going to get point A picked up on Hollywood.
You know, 7 Maples took out Schmido very early in that fight. Despite the res, you know, as I'm looking at it, I'm trying to see what happened. Okay, so Future Snow was on the junk. Res came out for him. Then 7 Maples actually took out Schmido. But not having that res available, you know, Danny Defeato just said, yep, we're going to go ahead and take this. And getting my favorite line once again, Big Max is obviously trying to play casters here. Big line.
Well, DPS line of Darkness here opening things up as they look to have gotten their feet planted on point B. 2 quick kills coming through for both Future and 7 respectively. Kamala able to find a pick in that engagement as well. And it looks like the double shield comp is holding, and they're going to push up and try to make this aggressive stance here on the beginning of point B. Future Snow finding that late pick onto Major Nova. And they have the ultimates in their pocket here. They have the ability to hold, but we've got plenty of ultimates online for the other side, including the Nano Blade combo online and ready to go. Oh, and he gets taken down. Breach comes through with a big kill before Schmiedo's able to pop that big ultimate. And with that, Darkness pushing this aggression once again. Danny and Defeato forced to hold back. They're going to wait for that Genji to respawn.
I mean, they've almost got a six-pack on the side of Dan Defeato. On the other side, you know, you got about 3/4 of the way for a Deadeye, and
well, they're opening up with those dragons first here on the side of the defense, but a Graviton Surge comes out from the other way, and 2 blows go back both sides, so 4v4 left on the objective. Johan trying to charge in and see if that can be the difference maker. He got booped out of the way. No harm comes through, and he finds himself out in no man's land. And now 7 Maples has got his back. Oh, but the Lucio there to keep him alive. XLT falling back to keep his Reinhardt alive. Nano Boost comes onto the Reinhardt. They're forced to use that instead of comboing with the Genji Blade, though. And Supercharger comes out on the side of the defense. Darkness looking to hold here. Gravitic Flux comes out from Xeno. Don't think he found much. Did get a kill onto Nick. Excuse me, found the Ana with that Gravitic Flux. Now Schmiedo's going to go ahead and drop that blade and counter right back, but a Future Snow counter punches with a Deadeye of his own. Takes out Schmiedo. He does manage to find that kill onto the Sigma, but it is an absolute back and forth slugfest here. It does look like Danny Defeato has the man advantage. They trade back and forth. The Lucio for the Doomfist. Dragons comes out from the other side. 7 Maples might be able to shift this thing in their favor. Zarya was caught out. She's going to go down, and Darkness have held here on the back of point B. They spent everything in their bank to do it. Danny Defeato did the same, though.
Absolutely. And, you know, Future Snow taking Schmiedo out of his Dragon Blade was the absolute catalyst of them holding that point right there. Because it was a kind of a wasted Gravitic Flux coming from Xeno. You know, if he didn't get any value out of it, I would have liked to see a lot more. Now here we go with the ingress into it. I'm going to turn it back over to Bull.
Yeah, it's Danny Defeato coming up with 2 quick picks. Big Mac's on that McCree, putting down a ton of damage. And Nova is got about half charge going, goes in and drops in Graviton Surge into the mix. On the back of that, they're able to find the cleanup kills. And Danny Defeato came out with a quickness and struck right back, and they're going to get point B, 2 points on the board here on Hollywood. Johan about 95% towards that Earth Shatter and looking to punish these split spawns.
You know, I'm a bit of a homer when it. Oh,
yeah, nice 3-man shatter, but has the rest of his team made it around that corner? Or are they gonna have much follow up? They're gonna trade Big Macs for Breach in that engagement. And another Nano Boost comes out onto the Reinhardt. As the Ana is not gonna wait for that blade, just gonna go and throw it out onto the main tank, keep him alive here. Not much damage done with it, but the main tank is still standing. Reinhardt able to keep pushing forward. You have an Ant Matrix come out on the other side. We have both the Hanzo and the McCree sitting there trying to put a hurt down the Deadeye comes out. He finds one before getting cut down by Schmiedo, but Schmiedo's still going ham in the backline with that blade. We have a Soundbarrier comes out from the other side. Breach able to drop his ultimate, keep his team alive, and then Kamala cleaning up on the front line to help Darkness hold on here on the beginning of point C.
Man, it is back and forth. It's literally split, you know, pixels here. Who takes fights? It's not like Danny Defeato's just walking all over him here. It's just
not at all. Xeno was trying to drop an early whole hog into that, but he got stunned out of it by Big Macs. Then he gets taken out. They try to counter back with a dragon on the other side, but Big Mac's counter punches right back, responding with his Deadeye. He finds 2, taking out 7 Maples in that. And that's a big chunk of damage down. Danny Defeato storming forward into the open parking area here, trying to take control around the RV. They've got Darkness pushed back into this right corner. They do still have a Soundbearer, Supercharger, excuse me, on the side of Darkness, on the side of the defense here. They're just waiting for the team to come back in. It's the calm before the storm here at the very end of the point. On the side of the offense, they have Graviton Surge. They have an Earth Shatter. Earth Shatter's going to come out. It finds one, but that Immortality Field is there. Great play coming out of Pickle. Keep his team alive. They are going to trade a DPS for a Hog, and it's a 5v5 here on the objective. Johan swinging the battle into the favor of the offense. Ant Matrix comes out on the other side, though, and he's whittled down to 50 health. Graviton Surge comes out. Is there enough to follow up? Schmiedo finds a kill. Nova finds a kill. This might be the ticket for Danny Defeato. Push this thing home. Buck 20 left on the clock. Kills coming through in their favor. Immortality Field on the point for them. Now we're getting the Tracer and the Wrecking Ball coming out of the defense. Darkness trying to stall for as long as they can. 70 seconds on the clock. The Wrecking Ball goes down. The Tracer goes down. There's still a Lucio holding under that lamp. Diva coming back to try to help keep that Lucio alive. And Seven Maples finds the kill onto Schmido. He found himself caught off. He was up in that territory, exposed his back to the spawners. Now Seven Maple on top. He finds himself another kill onto Nick, but Major Nova able to take out the Diva. In the meantime, Dragons come out from the defense. That finds Johan. That could be just the ticket the defense was looking for. Seven Maples trying to put his team on his back here. Dragons come out from the other side, but Future Snow finds that kill onto Nova, who's the last remaining member of Danny on point. And on the back of Seven Maples, Darkness able to hold on here. Now we are getting an early pick coming out of Schmido. Doesn't look like this fight's quite done just yet. Danny Defeato is just going to aggress right back into this thing. They are not wasting any time. 23 seconds on the clock. They've got an Earthshatter in their pocket. Not much else to speak of. You can see Johan pushing way forward, trying to find some space, trying to give his team that room to work. He's got them up there. Ant Matrix comes out. Oh, the Earthshatter doesn't quite make it over that corner. He gets robbed by the geometry. A last-second fire strike before he goes down. Is able to find the kill onto Pickles. But I don't think it's going to be enough. 3 seconds on the clock, and Mine's blocking their way. The Darkness defense has hold strong here on point C. They have bought themselves a little bit of room, a little bit of a win condition to get themselves back in this. I'm just going to say Darkness going on the offense here. A little bit of a window to try to claw their way back into it. Of course, Danny Defeato on match point here. If they can hold off the aggression, if they can hold them to under that 77-meter range, Danny Defeato will move on to the semifinals. We are getting Seven Maples on the offense here, sticking with that Hanzo as Darkness is looking to push into point A. They got the Ryan Zarya, and they are going right up Main Street. Nothing overly thought out here, nothing spectacularly clever, just going to try to bully this thing in, muscle it home. But Kamala's shield chipped way low, and life even lower. Healer's there to keep him topped off, but Zeno not so lucky. Major Nova comes up with that first kill onto his counterpart. Schmido answering onto the other side. And Danny Defeato on the defense. Holding strong here so far, though. Schmido a little bit overextended, trying to win the duel here with the Tracer. Oh, he does not. Big Mac's trying to come in and help him out. Schmido goes down. That could be just the little bit of opening Darkness is looking for.
Yeah, I mean, early first pick coming out from Major Nova, winning the Zarya battle. Schmido getting a little bit cocky there. Schmido, you need to be careful, buddy.
Well, we are getting the Graviton Surge to open things up here in our second engagement. Nice wall to keep them alive through that. Oh, but what a fantastic wall. Able to keep the defense from the Ant Matrix, able to divide the Reinhardt from his team, caught in the Grav. Once they clean up there, they just go around back and absolutely decimate the line of Darkness. Danny Defeato coming up with a big play coming out of Big Max on that May.
I mean, decimation is the absolute right word. That will actually save the immortality field too. That's what the part of the May from Big Max.
Well, Schmido's going to throw his dragons down early here. Oh, he catches off Zeno. Zeno's life had gone down super low, and he gets a nice headshot to whittle it down to nothing. The dragons do the final damage. But that was an excellent flurry of storm arrows coming out of Schmido there to find a good early pick. And Darkness.
I mean, are we going to see? Are we going to see the grab pulse here? Are we going to see grab pulse? That's what I want to know.
Well, they have Grav Dragons online and available to go on the side of the offense as well as Darkness is looking to push back in here. In fact, they've got 4 or 5 ultimates already online and ready to go. Seven Maples open things up, and they go ahead and throw that Graviton Surge down, but May's the only one caught in it. She's ice blocked up, and that Immortality Field was there, but the Immortality Field goes down just in time for them to get the kill onto the Zarya. Schmido trying to counterpunch back, but he found himself caught in a awkward position in that room. He's going to drop another Ant Matrix comes out from Pickle, 2 in about as many minutes here. And with that, it does look like Darkness have found the ticket to point A. Late kills coming through on the supports as they are racking up percentage, trying to get that first point on the board.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just crazy. It's nuts here.
Yeah, Coalescence coming out on the side of the defense, but an Earthshatter comes out here from Kamala. He's able to find those 2 picks there. With Zarya, Moira down, Lucio not far behind. It does look like Darkness have finally found this ticket. No more stalls coming out of Danny Defeato. And that point is on the board.
Maybe a bit of overzealous attempt to contest the point there from Joe Johan. He didn't have to come in. I mean, he could have just stayed back and rested on their laurels and set up as a team. Now you've got split spawns coming in. They're going to get quite a bit of ingress onto the second point here, just because of the hubris of Darkness, or of Johnny Defeato.
Well, they're doing a good job of capitalizing on it. They're able to get themselves back in the ult economy as well. Seven Mapleton was going in and throw some dragons down, but Schmido answers right back with a nice pick on a Kamala. No more main tank on the side of the offense as they're looking to push in here. Xeno finds good picks, though, picking up 2. And they fight through a blizzard coming outside of the defense, and Darkness is trucking full steam ahead. Xeno coming up big there in that engagement. Despite being down there, Reinhardt, the Zarya comes through for him.
Absolutely. Future Snow also picking up two picks there in the middle of that blizzard. I mean, she blinked out or recalled out of it, and I had all 3 of her blinks available to her, and just went into the back line and said, "Yep, you're mine."
Well, Future Snow worked around in the back, was trying to get something done, but got picked off, but they lost to DPS in the process, so DPS traded out here. In the 5v5, Grav Dragons do come out on the side of Danny DeFito on the defense, and they find success with that. Major Nova and Schmido coming up with the exit kills. And this is Zarya Hanzo just doing so much work here for Danny.
Absolutely. I mean, they're a seasoned team. As I've said before, I used to play for Danny DeFito, and I played with a lot of these players in pugs and in scrims and stuff. And Schmido and Nova, nasty combos all day long.
We do have the Graviton Surge and the Pulse Bomb ready to go. And Grav comes out early. Ant Matrix is there as well. Big Fire Strike comes through the Ant Matrix. And with all of it combined, they're able to get the pick onto Johan. A giant Earth Shatter comes out with no more main tank to block it. The Shatter finds 4. And Darkness steamrolls right back and answers with a good ultimate combo of their own. This one coming out of the tanks. And they are moving right ahead. Is Dano DeFito going to try to come back and contest? No, it looks like they are going to go ahead and relegate point B here. They're going to try to set their defenses for point C.
Come through Kamala with a 4-man shatter after Joe Johan went down. Free shatter. Absolutely. Again, and the bang of Gong, though. No Gong of Death that time. I'm sad. And happy, but sad.
Somebody from Danny must have managed to escape somehow. Yeah, there was no Gong of Death there. Now we've got Darkness moving back in on the offense. They've got Dragons here. They're going to have another Ant Matrix coming online soon. Pickles, how many Ant Matrix does this guy have? This guy's throwing him up like absolute cooldown here. I think he's had more Ant Matrix than lamps go out. Nevertheless, they're charging into a couple DPS ultimates coming online and an Earth Shatter coming out the other way. The Earth Shatter gets blocked by Kamala. Great shield coming out from the Reinhardt on the offense. Lamp comes out as they look to push around this corner here. Coalescence on the side of Danny DeFito. Go couple it with the Grav Dragon combo. And with that Lamp spent and gone, it was full steam ahead for the Grav Dragons. And that picks up pretty much the entire team. Nova and Big Max coming through with some exit kills.
There's my Gong. I finally got my Gong of Death. I have waited 3 rounds, 3 maps for this. Gong of Death coming out for Danny DeFito. That was absolutely brutal what they just did. And they basically waited out the lamp and finally got it down and threw their Grav Dragons in there. And game over.
Well, now 60 seconds on the board for Darkness to make something happen here. Big Max opening up with the Deadeye, trying to shut down this, what could be final push. Future Snow went ahead and invested that Pulse Bomb in, but a nice lamp comes out from the other side. And the hammer from Kamala once again coming in big as he smashes down the members of Danny DeFito. And with just 40 seconds on the clock, they're pushing this car through. Remember, they don't have to make it all the way to the end. This is match point for Danny. If they can come out and somehow make this stall, they will win this match and move on to our semifinals. Darkness want to send us to map 4, see if they can start their comeback. They're going to start with a good charge. Reinhardt's coming out big on both sides. Open up with picks. 7 and Maples drops that Dragons down. He's able to find a good pick on the back of that. Ant Matrix comes out from the offense as well. It's Danny has just 2 members on point. The Reinhardt and the Tracer are on the objective trying to stall this thing out. 10 seconds on the board. This is final fight. Shimino comes in with a big stun, finds that kill, but he's going to go down. He actually found 2 kills before dropping under the beam of Zarya there. 3 seconds on the clock. Kamala charges back in. That bubble used to keep him alive through it, but now he has nothing else to help keep him alive. It is just the last member on point. Earthshatter comes out from the other side, and that is going to do it. Danny DeFito, barring a miracle, no, they can't quite touch despite the sound barrier. Darkness, The names did not get flipped.
Darkness
Don't let
wins.
that fool you.
Oh,
Danny
I know it.
DeFeato taking this match, taking map 3, and moving on to the semifinals. Oh, but Kamala on this Reinhardt, man. He tried. He tried so hard.
Oh, filth.
Darkness, unfortunately, will be going home. We'll be keeping an eye out for more of these guys here in 2020. But it is Danny DeFeato emerging 3-0 with a clean sweep here in our Winter Showcase quarterfinals.
We'll start this off. Absolutely fantastic match from both of you guys. You know, Zeno, you guys come out 0-3 on the opposite end of probably where you wanted to be. It was closer than it looked, though, and that's something that I always tell people is like, you know, don't look at the scoreline because the scoreline is not indicative of what happened tonight. First of all, I want to throw out some massive shouts to Kamala and Pickle and Maples. Those three were absolutely lighting up the kill feed all night. I've not had people play before. He played on the first map and then swapped to the healer role and absolutely started owning the game at that point. Was that a strategy going in for you?
Well, we didn't have a main tank going into map 1, so yeah, he was our main tank showed up a bit late, so but yeah, we swapped Pickle onto the Baptiste that's where he's usually been playing. But
Bull and I have been we're just astounded for all the maps that he was playing Baptiste, how often he gets his amp matrix. It's almost like it's on cooldown for him. I mean, extended cooldown, but it seems like he's getting it almost 30 to 45 seconds. And you know, Burr and his team were having to face that. I don't think I've ever seen a BAP get his ult as fast, and maybe I'm looking in the wrong tier, but I've done tier 4 and tier 5. I haven't seen it fast. So, I mean, full credit to him. You know, you said that you had some latecomers coming to the party, or to the match tonight. You know, despite that, you guys, you know, it was 2-0 on Ilios, but you know, you guys had a solid defense going. Kamala wasn't available at that point, so Pickle was running the main tank. He actually was getting some value out of the main tank. What was your guys' mindset going into it?
I honestly thought we were just kind of. I wasn't expecting two people to join after the first map, so I kind of turned it around. But right when the first map started, our best player, Panther, was like, "Yeah, I can't play. I'm on 200 ping,"
Yeah,
which was
Oh,
kind of
no.
like, well,
I still don't know what you were doing there. What were you doing?
yeah. So we saw.
So that's why he
Future
got subbed
after
out.
that.
Oh,
And-
man.
Yeah, but Future did play really well.
He really did. You know, his hero pool is not shallow by any means, and you know, he was getting a lot of picks there with Junkrat and the McCree that he had. He actually took a Genji out of a Dragon Blade at one point with a Deadeye. I want to talk to Burr here real quick. You know, the first map, you know, we were talking. You know, they had some latecomers, people on off rolls, and then going into Anubis. You know, Anubis. Let us just first say, stall. Oh my effing god, stall. You both took the first points, respectively, very fast. 6 minutes and 5 minutes 30 seconds, respectively, for Darkness and Danny DeFeato. However, Danny DeFeato on defense. You guys, the most I was saying for you guys was bend but don't break. The biggest, other than XTLZ, you know, with the magical sound barrier that he threw out to keep himself up and allow Catfish to get on the point with Hammond. You know, I was watching our tanks, I say our tanks because I used to be with you guys, of course. I was watching the tanks, Catfish and Nova. They were dancing around the blizzard that Seven Maples threw out. Like, they were like literally like dancing on the barrier of being able to contest. Please take us through the defense of Anubis, Burr, if you could please, because we all want to know.
Well, I don't mean to, be rude or anything like that, but I believe that was my beat on the defense there. That I was like scratching, clawing to get at there.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Because I was like, first fight, I was like, I'm gonna have beat. I was like at 85, and I died so quick, and I was like, okay, I'm coming back with beat again, and I was just trying to wall climb just so I could hide enough, just so I could survive a little bit longer. Then Nova was just yelling, just beat as soon as I got it, which is what I did, which was enough there. But it's kind of funny enough on Hanamura and Temple of Anubis. When you have Hammond, there's a spot you can rope onto the top of the roof, and you can get a really good stall going that way. Or you can still touch without being on point. And so it's actually something we've practiced recently. There's like these Hammond stalls, and so our biggest thing was just kept on telling like our Hammond, which is catfish, he swapped to Hammond first, was like hang from the roof. We call it a different word. We're not gonna say on air what we call that. You can use your imagination, but we just hang from the roof. All hanging from the roof and just try and stall, and that is just stall heroes. And then Schmeat with the Tracer got a couple picks. I know Big Mac's helped with the Doomfist, and it was just slow cleanup time. It was crazy. We couldn't believe we were able to hold off.
Well, I mean, that turn very easily could have been a 4.5 minute time bank into a hold.
Yeah, it was crazy. We were super happy with that. We were at one point, we were like, oh, the timer's out, at least it's overtime. Like, that's where we were at one point, like, hey, it's overtime, it's good. And then I think like I said, at the end, I think it was Schmeat. I believe I could be wrong, but he got those couple picks, and we're like, oh no, we can clean this up now. And then with like 4% left, we were able to hold it.
I was screaming, Mac is popping off, because he got a couple of double kills with his punches. I did not know Max played Doomfist from the last time I was with you guys in Scrims and Pugs. So that was definitely. Oh my god!
I still don't know if Max can play Doomfist. I don't know if Max knows if he can play Doomfist. I do know. I think it's one of those things that he's tried. I know he's been practicing and stuff like that, but it's definitely not one of the heroes we talk about being in his hero pool. But he did play him a little bit more today, and it definitely worked out well for us in certain times.
So, Zeno, I know that you guys threw the kitchen sink at them, and I mean, seriously, we were on the edge of our seats here, like, okay, this is it. They got it now, and then somebody would toe tap. How frustrating is that when you know that you've got them and they just stall it just that little bit that they prevent you and they get their players back?
Kind of frustrating. Not much we can do. We were already down like 3 or 4 people. Like we had like half our team left, and then they start stalling, and then it's like I don't know how much we can do there.
We all fought tooth and nail. No reason to walk away with heads anything but held real high, and showed some real signs of greatness. I mean, definitely we keep an eye on Darkness in the future. I mean, you were coming through with tons of damage there on that Zarya, and then your main tank, man. He had once he finally came in, once he finally showed up, he put up quite a performance there, especially on Hollywood, coming through with some big shatters and really taking it to Danny Defeato there, really threatening to get that 3rd point taken. So definitely some signs of life there. Any big plans from Darkness moving forward here into 2020?
We're playing in CGL this season, so
awesome. Look forward to seeing y'all there.
Just like today, I need to have players show up on time.
The age-old captain's curse, making sure your players show up on time. I know that pain personally, as I'm a lovely captain, but I feel the pain there too. I wanted to put something out there, and it's something that I've been talking with other captains in the CGL Discord. Rivalries. Darkness and Danny DeFeato kind of have butted heads a lot in the past.
Yeah, they knocked us out of the playoffs.
Right. So I mean, going into CGL Season 7, is there a rivalry there? Is there going to be a Clash of Titans coming up?
Our team definitely would like to beat them because of how much of a heartbreak we had in the quarterfinals last season, and then we were if I honestly think any control map besides freaking Ilios at the end, and we have a chance.
Well,
Well-
I still remember that.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, like, I don't know if rivalry would be the word, because I think this is how I perceive it. Maybe Zeno thinks differently. I feel like we've been two teams that have always gotten along really well, and I know we've been scrimming each other for like years now, and but we never really had anything bad to say about each other. I know, there's a lot of stuff that can go on and people talking back and forth, but I think between us and Darkness, we've always had each other's respects. And I told Zeno this before last year in CGL when we did beat them in the quarterfinals there, that they were our toughest game, and I still stand by that now, looking back. Through our run there when we won CGL last year, that our first quarterfinal game, they're the only team that took us to 5 maps. Like Zeno said, we went to Ilios. If it was a different map, it possibly could have gone a different way. It played it in the favor and the style we were playing, because back then there was no hero limits. There was a lot of Goats was a big comp at the time, and we settled on a different composition. So definitely could have gone a different way depending on how the maps worked. But we always know it's fun playing these guys. We know, just like Zeno probably knows our team really well, we know Darkness really well. I saw Zeno's message there about Panther and his high ping, which I'm sure he's probably pretty frustrated about. But I knew we were expecting a big dose of Panther today, because he's such a good player. But like I said, if you call it a rivalry, I think it's a friendly rivalry.
Yeah.
But I would say between the two of us, I think we're two teams. I hope they do well. But I think that hopefully we do get to run into each other again, because I think we always have a good time playing each other.
I'm certainly looking
Very
forward
well
to seeing y'all match up again as we go into CGL.
I don't know. I don't have anything else for them. I'll also interview you guys. I'm sorry that we had a little bit of a whoopsie there. We were going to go raid Rin stream for the next quarterfinal that's going on right now, but they actually have not started yet. So for joining us. I love catching your guys' games. Both of your teams. It's such a fun time for me personally. I know Bull is on the same excitement level as I am, but thanks so much, guys, and I'll hit you up in the Discord here in a minute.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. Again, Bull Skunk, you do an amazing job with the production. It's top tier. And Billy, I know you bring the excitement, and that's awesome. And then Zeno, just again, GG's, man, and I know we'll see each other.
Yeah, GG's. Good luck in this tourney.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you guys for joining us. Well, that's going to do it for us here today. Next time, y'all remember to look out for each other in Game and Out. And we will see you right here tomorrow with some more CCO Winter Showcase playoffs.
See you guys.